Eyes up. I need everybody locked in. I don't need discussion on any of this. We'll ask questions at the end. Okay? Here's what's going to happen. As of 5 o'clock today, we're shutting down the football department. The athletic department being shut down. What that means is, okay, as of 5 o'clock today, the weight room's closed. The football offices are closed. The meeting rooms are closed. Okay? The training room will be open by appointment only if you need to get into the training room. Correct, Paul?
Yes.
Okay. The locker room will close at 8 a.m. on Monday morning.
If you want to do any conditioning and any football skill, highly encouraged not to do it around any groups of people. So it needs to be 1 to 2 guys that specifically you know. I would highly encourage just do it in your backyard or go to a park and there's a 50-yard radius of no one around you.
3 primary symptoms: fever, cough, and a shortness of breath. Shortness of breath means when you're walking around, you're having trouble breathing. Okay, that's shortness of breath. If you're having those 3 symptoms, call myself, one of my staff immediately. It doesn't matter whether you're in town or at home. If you're at home, we will figure out the best plan wherever you are to make sure you get tested properly and everything goes according to plan.
And I'm going to tell you what, and here's the thing, okay? As they announce this as like a worldwide pandemic, okay? It is a pretty serious thing. I know for us, I mean, as competitors in this room, like, right? I mean, you sit there like, hey, you could cut off my pinky and we can win a championship this year. I think about it. Yeah? Like, that, I know how competitive, and everybody's just like, hey, screw that. I want to fight through it. I want to work. I want to go do that. It's something that everybody, we really need to pay attention to and take seriously. Yeah, we need to pay attention to it and really take seriously. That's why we're taking these steps and taking these precautions. Okay? You need to take it seriously.
Welcome back, Levittard Show with Stugatz. No Levittard, no Stugatz. He'll be back tomorrow. Peter Burns, Chris Doring in for those 2 fine gentlemen. Joining us right now on the show, Pennzoil Performance Line, one of those coaches who probably does as good of a job of coaching up his talent as anybody in college football, Coach Dan Mullen. Coach, let's start with this question. What is your routine like right now? What I mean is, do you talk to Scott Strickland every single day and wait for an update, or do you just wait until you get a phone call? What's that process from a head coach's perspective about playing this upcoming season?
Well, I mean, you're trying to do one thing, I guess, as coaches. We're pretty organized. So right now, we're kind of what I've called phase 1, which are, with the NCAA, which our players are back. They have weightlifting. We continue to do all our meetings virtually. I think as updates come, I think you just drive yourself crazy at times. I think if you just sit there and you're like, okay, what's today's update? I think you pay attention to it, but it's not a constant call. What's new? Because I think, we're getting daily information, but we're not making daily updates, if you will. I think they're coming more weekly.
Coach, when the players showed back up on campus for these voluntary workouts, it seemed like around the country there were a lot of positive tests, and that seemed to sound some alarm for people. But over the last couple of weeks, the news coming out of most of the testing on college campuses for these athletes is the numbers are really low. Are you getting the feeling that these players themselves are doing the right things away from the facility that maybe they weren't early on?
Well, I think so. I think, one of the crazy ones, when our guys came back, we as a team, we had 0 positives when the guys got back. Now, granted, I think when things open up, and things have opened up a lot more in the state of Florida, statistically speaking, you're going to have more positives, and we've had some, but I do think the players do have a good understanding of it.
All right, Coach Mullen, we got to roll.
Great to be with you guys. Have a great day. Go Gators.
Thanks, Coach.
There it is, Coach Dan Mullen, the Florida Gators, joining us.
Adapting to the new normal of life during a pandemic can be stressful. But in the life of a football support staff, finding ways to make it work is the name of the game.
course, it's been different. It's been different for all sports staffs. We just have to adjust just the way we do things and really focus on the details, keeping everything that we do as clean and sanitary as possible to help these guys out.
94.
Yeah, so basically with each workout group, they change at home, so they're not using the locker room right now, so they're doing everything there. They show up wearing clean workout clothes, of course. They all get 3 workout loops. So they show up wearing a clean one, they turn in their dirty one from the day before, and then we will give them a clean loop to take home with them. I mean, basically doing this job, every day is different. So I never, really know what to expect when I walk in the office, and it's been, no different here. We just adjust the way we do things and make sure we're doing everything we can to protect everybody around us.
With the previous day's laundry off to be washed, the focus shifts to making sure all the necessary health and safety steps are taken as guys enter the facility.
Yeah, when the guys show up, we have a initial check-in table that we take their temperatures to make sure that they're under the threshold of what we would be concerned with. They also have a daily questionnaire asking about symptoms and if they've been in contact with anybody. We have a strict sanitization policy in place that anybody that touches anything in the lift group, it's immediately sanitized. And then we go back in between groups and use more of a spray to spray everything down. So we're really trying to be on top of all that.
So it's pretty weird, but now it's a new way of life. So that's wearing the mask, constantly putting on hand sanitizer. I can say personally, I never put on this much hand sanitizer throughout the day. It's just something that we all have to do as a team and just as a whole world.
I think in our profession, we take pride in the fact that we can control, 90% of the things or 95% of the things that come our way. And I think this is the first time, and this is kind of not just my personal belief, but talking to my colleagues around the country, first time that that at times you feel helpless. You're doing everything that you can to keep things safe, and but yet you're still going to come across it. You can't hide from it. But we have a great support group here, and we're all working together and doing everything we can, to help prevent the spread of this.
In this program, being at your best no matter the circumstances is the standard. Good thing, because battling adversity is where Nick Savage thrives.
We've dealt with a lot in 2020 as a country. A lot of different hurdles and obstacles, but I think when we get them in the building, it's almost a breath of fresh air. We still, not so much as for us as coaches, yes it is for us as coaches, but I'm saying for the guys, that structure, that routine, the things they seek, because ultimately that means they're getting another day closer to doing what they love to do, and that's play football. A message I always share with the guys is just worry about the 6 inches in front of you. Don't get caught up about tomorrow and next week and next month and the schedule and all those things. We're going to work and be prepared for when all that comes for us. I want to worry about controlling what's controllable, the 6 inches in front of you. At the end of the day, all of us as human beings, we get judged on how we respond to things, right? And I think our players understand that not only is a big indicator in the game and our success when you handle adversity, but in life, right? I mean, the tougher you are, the more you might bend, you might sway, but that breaking point's really, really high. In life, you can't just tap out. You can't give up. Like, things around you aren't always going to be in your control. So I think having that mindset of, okay, what am I going to do in my next step?
I feel like it's been ingrained in us for the longest since Coach Savage and Coach Mullen all got here to keep working. We know what it takes to be successful in this program. We're still working because we never know what's going to happen. So if we do get the opportunity, we'll always be ready.
I think at this point the vision is clear, the expectation is clear, the standard continues to rise. I mean, it's not, we can't match, we got to beat. So how do we take the standard that much higher? You know, as you get farther in a program, you know, obviously your steps become smaller. So I think the guys understand that and know that every day they got to bring their hard hat, ready to work. They got to be the best version of themselves every day. And I think that message and expectation now has become a daily routine for these guys.
So after they're done training, they come out, wash their hands, and at a safe distance, we are able to provide them with the snacks and recovery that they need. So salty snacks, snacks throughout their meals throughout the day, recovery shakes and protein, and Gatorade and hydration, and gallon water jugs.
One peanut butter banana, one chocolate chip.
Yep.
And then one bag of goldfish, one bag of smart food, please.
Bag of goldfish, what was the other one?
Smart food?
Yeah. It'll be on the table, okay?
Got it, thank you very much.
So this has been a situation where no one has been through anything like this before. Keeping everybody calm, everybody well fed, everybody cared for, everybody checking in with our athletes often about what they need, keeping them hydrated, like moving slow with all the processes, but keeping them informed of what we're doing is really important. So definitely adaptable, new ideas, new innovations, ways to get them what they need from a safe distance, but also you know, continue to create routine and ritual for them.
All right, how's everybody doing? Everybody good? Any questions over anything I sent? I know I sent that install too early so you guys could have a head start, but I want to make sure that you guys can see what is Coach Robinson wanting to see out of me and what should I know, and then from there we can, as you guys get reps, I know a lot of guys in here have had a lot of reps, that we can expand that from there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started today. I got some video. It's been eye-opening. You know, luckily I'm used to using a lot of technology, so figuring out how to use some of the systems that we've had to use hasn't been too difficult, and it's actually shown us that we can do more. The thing you miss is being in person with your players and getting that team feel, but I think it's allowed our players to communicate more and for us to actually engage with people more, just because we're all looking at each other at the same time. Okay, so, and he needs to get back inside, because what gap is that 4-eye playing?
He put the head up, right?
Yep, so just look at him. If he's playing head up, he's playing that. He's really... I think the thing about adversity that we speak about is knowing that you're not going through it for just a random reason. And in football, it's easy to relate life in football, and we're trying to get ready for a season at some point. Don't know when that's going to be, but we're preparing for that moment. Just like in practice, when we run a play, you're preparing for that moment when it comes. I think when our guys are being trained to do that throughout the program regularly, and this is just another challenge. This won't be the last one we face. It's just another step towards where we're trying to get to. I'm saying the leadership needs to come from this room. I'm not telling you like you got to be perfect, but if you're going to ask other people to be at their best, you better be on point with what you're doing. Just like me, I got to show up this meeting and know all the checks and things like that for you. You guys got to show up and do that, to have that same mentality for the other guys on the defense. I think just reinforcing that this is something that will end at some point. You know, when you're going through hard times, it's hard sometimes to see the end. I think in football, you always play for that opportunity. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know when a big explosive play is going to come, or a big stop, get an interception. It's preparing for the things that are coming, being ready for everything, and being your best when it's needed. And I think that our guys have accepted the challenge of we're going to perform well because we prepared well. All right, fellas, y'all have a great day. I'll talk to y'all later on, okay?
All right.
See you, fellas.
It had been 4 months since the entire team was together for a meeting, and while continuing to maintain social distancing and following COVID protocol, it was finally time for them to get back together again.
Hey, I want to welcome everybody back. It's great to get everybody back. You know me, I just miss seeing all your faces so much. I just had to see everybody's faces at least one time, so we had to come outside here, spread out all around the stadium just so I could see everybody. And it's great to see everybody back here and get everybody back with us. Football, okay? There's so much national attention on college football, and college football especially. For us and our ability to play this year, they're looking at us. People look at you and how you act and how you do things. If we act irresponsible, we're saying it's okay to do that. Okay? People look to us. We have to be able to do that. I hope we play. Okay? I hope we play. I want to put another number there, another number over there. Okay? I want that to say 2020. I want that to say 2020. Okay? To do that, I need the guys that are here. You have got to take ownership. We are limited in all the different things we can do. Your decision. Say, I am going to do whatever it takes to make sure we add numbers in this stadium. Not, there's uncertainty. I don't know when it's going to come. But when they say yes, I will start getting ready. That's not ownership. Ownership is the minute you say yes, we're ready to win. I've put in the work. I've put in the time. I'm prepared for that one moment when you say yes, we're ready to go win.